What does it mean to speak your truth? For so much of my life, I did not speak my truth. Yes, I asked questions, I was curious, and I think I even shared my opinions, but speaking my truth, especially speaking it publicly, I withheld because every time I tried to, or I did a little bit, there was really negative consequences, especially within the context of religion. I've just gotten to a point in my life where not speaking out hurts more than speaking out. There's so many things I want to say, and I don't want to say them because I don't want to make anyone mad. I don't want to upset anyone, but it's going to upset people. Really, why I want to say the things I'm going to be sharing going forward is because I speak to so many people who don't see their opinions, their perspectives being supported out there. Among Muslims, for example, there's very little out there from people with alternative perspectives and interpretations and applications of the tradition. There's so many ways to be a Muslim, to interpret Islam, but what we see online, in books, in mosque, in lecture halls is quite limited. I just want to add my voice to one of a huge amount of voices out there. And there's also a lack of women's voices, so I'll also be adding my voice as a woman. This isn't easy. I'm going to say things that'll upset people. That's how it is. I'm not speaking to those people. If whatever I say upsets you, challenges you, you can stay and listen and be curious, or you can just turn it off. I don't mind. I'm speaking to those of you who are fed up with a status quo, who are just fed up. You're fed up also of being in places where Muslims and others are trying to heal, but through this healing process, they have a lot of unresolved trauma, and they might be hurting themselves or other people around them by trying to understand and make sense of religion and spirituality in harmful ways. In the context that I support, that I nurture, there's a healing-centered, trauma-informed context, knowing that we're all trying to do our best, we're all trying to heal, that many of us come with a lot of heavy baggage, a lot of trauma, and we need to walk carefully and sensitively as we process this trauma and as we seek to find and pave our own path forward that might not necessarily coincide with mainstream normative perspectives of religion and spirituality. But if we want to remain in our respective traditions, then we've got to pave a way forward that doesn't necessarily correspond to those mainstream traditions. It's a little bit scary. It's pretty lonely, but the reward is immense. The reward is connecting with the divine in a way that makes sense for us, not doing what other people tell us because that's the only way to do it. All I'm trying to say here is that just because someone told you there's only one way to do something doesn't mean that's true. And I want to open up the possibility that there's many ways of doing something that helps you reach the same end. The most important thing is that we live an ethical life where we leave good in this world, where we try not, and we try our best to not harm others in the process. We try our best. It happens. We seek forgiveness from those people, from the divine along the way, because we're humans and we make mistakes, but we try to leave some goodness behind, to leave some smiles behind. You're not alone. This is what I tell so many people. You're not alone. The thoughts you're having, the questions you're having, you're not the only one. I know it's just hard to talk about them openly. It's hard to broach these questions with others in the same tradition as you. I want to start that discussion from a loving context. I'm not going to bash against anyone. I'm not railing against anyone. I'm not a man basher. I'm not a religion basher. But I just want to find ways that we can coexist. They do their thing. We do our thing. Gently, quietly, subversively. but privately as well. Keep on listening to see if this interests you as well.